Hey everyone, I'm going to tell you how I made my Bitmoji classroom. What you might not have known about me is that I was actually a PBS digital innovator for all of Maryland. I was one of 10 teachers chosen, which is kind of ironic because while I love educational apps and educational technology, any one of my students can tell you I'm kind of terrible at the hip student technology that's out there. I had to have one of my students teach me how to airdrop, in which I promptly forgot to turn off. So that can be a problem in a school for sure. And I had to have a younger teacher teach me things like Instagram and Snapchat. So, whereas social media technology is not my forte, I am really a nerd and geek when it comes to educational technology. And so, when I was a PBS digital innovator, it wasn't just our classroom learning management system like It's Learning, but it was piloting programs like OneNote Classroom Notebook with my students. It was more than just Padlets and Google Apps. It was promoting screencasts and different systems like that. So here is another very cool nerdy teacher technology. So this is a virtual classroom, and it's titled on Google. If you research anything, you can say Bitmoji Classroom. And it's really just called a Bitmoji Classroom because you can insert your Bitmoji into a Google slide. So first, I'm going to show you what my classroom does, and then I'm going to show you how to make one. So if you look at my classroom, and this is for my students of this upcoming year, all of the books that we're going to read are in order of the time of when we're going to read them. And it's interactive. So if you click on any one of the links in my Google Classroom, it will take you to a PDF of that book, which is helpful in a virtual situation if a student doesn't have a hard copy or forgets a hard copy. So each one of these books are virtually linked, and that is pretty great. The next thing I have are links to our important websites. So because I teach in the IB program, this link will take them directly to information about IB. This is their ManageBack link, and it will take them to their sign-on for the ManageBack, which they have to keep their hours, and it has important class information. This will take them directly to an email for me. They can send me an email right there. And this is our classroom learning management system. So every single day when they need to log in to take one of our lessons, they'll go to It's Learning. I haven't linked that yet because our classes aren't populated, but I will shortly. And this is really great because it takes us to our classroom learner portfolio, our OneNote notebook. We have a classroom notebook, and if you need help with classroom notebooks, that's definitely one of my areas of strengths. I can teach you all the nerdy things that you can do with Classroom Notebook, but it's really great because what this has are all of the lessons really that I'm giving, every single flip chart, every single thing that the students will need for the full year. So that's exciting too. But going back to my Bitmoji classroom, here you can see I have my whiteboard, and I actually, what you just saw there was an animated link I clicked. So the very first day, if they click on this, it will say, "Welcome to Miss Child's IB English HL class." Each day I plan to update this with their homework or messages of the day. And then everywhere throughout my classroom, I have fun little interactive links or personalizations that let the students know about me, since I'm not going to see them face to face virtually. For example, this is actually a picture of my dog that I got rid of the background for, and his name is Poe. He sleeps all the time, and he is a funny red tick coonhound. And so if the students want to know more about my dog, they can click on him and see a YouTube video that I posted on my private page that I linked for them of my dog eating bubbles. And so every now and then I might update fun things that my dog Poe does to show my students you know, a little bit about me. I think part of teaching is all about personalization. I love tea, so this is all about me too. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this or not because I don't know if it's really ethical trying to show them a business that I love. I'm not sure. We'll have to see about it. But Tea by Two is my favorite tea place ever. I get all of my tea there, and so I linked it there. We'll have to see about that one. I've also incorporated, if you look over here, this is actually my coffee mug of, well, I don't drink coffee. So it is my mug that says I put the lit in literature, and there's Jane Austen in there, but it's actually a picture of my own tea mug that I took this morning that has tea in it. Other fun links you can see here is my favorite author of all time. So I put a picture of her in my classroom, and if you click on her, it will go to janeausten.org, which is a great little site that can tell you all the things about Jane Austen, everything from historical information to courses to her text to, you know, where she lives. So a really fun site there. Then I tried my best at copying Netflix style and called it Litflix because this is the IB English HL literature course that I teach. And so as students click on this per lesson, it's additional resources that I plan to upload about what we're teaching. So this is an interview with Truman Capote about his work in Cold Blood, a 1968 interview, like right after a couple years after he wrote the book, so that they can watch all of that, which is pretty great. I, you know, over here will update it with videos of all the works. So if they want to watch, you know, the full play of August Wilson Fences, they can do so. And then I just personalized it. I had a lot of fun, and I added my favorite things. Like, so over here, I believe I would be in the Ravenclaw house for Harry Potter. I have my favorite Star Wars character here. I've got Marvel over here. I've got Zelda over here. So these are just some spoilers. Not about myself. I'm not sure if I'm quite finished my Google Classroom, my Google Slides, Bitmoji Classroom. Not quite sure, but we'll see. And then, you know, my laptop has a picture of me. I'm debating about whether to make that interactive or not too. But so it's just a great place to provide links and resources for your students, and it's a lot of fun. I will tell you, it took me about 5 hours to do this. And so if you are someone that gets frustrated easily, this might not be the educational tool for you. So now I'm going to tell you how to do this. So the first thing you're really going to need to do is make sure that you already have a Bitmoji. So that's what this is. This is a Bitmoji I've created of myself. And, you know, to do that, you can either go to bitmoji.com like I'm showing you right here, and then create your personalized Bitmoji. I did it through downloading the app, okay? So you download your app and you create your Bitmoji. Great. So once you do that and you figure out the style of your character and you make it look like you as most easily as possible, or whatever you want to do, then what you're going to do is actually put in the extension for your Bitmoji onto Google Chrome. So, and putting that extension in is not a big deal. I'm always someone that's afraid to like add extensions onto browsers or anything like that. In fact, it's the only extension I have. But really, you just click on this button when you're on Google Chrome, and then it pops up here. And what that does for you, when you want to create your classroom, what it does for you, if you do this, all of your Bitmoji characters are already embedded. So you can see different Bitmojis I've used, my most recent one, and then you can literally slide it into your classroom or right click it, whatever you want to do. So that's the first thing you need to do is make your Bitmoji, then put the extension in your Google Chrome, and then you can start working with it. So now moving on to a virtual classroom. What you need to do is make sure you go to Google Slides. This is made through Google Slides. You can also do it in other areas like PowerPoint or other like Canvas-based background areas. I find that Google Slide is the easiest to work with. So if you don't know what Google Slide is, if you just Google it. If you just type Google Slides in here. You can see it's part of your Google account if you have a Gmail or whatever. I always go to the Google Slides site here, and then you can create your own slides. So to do that, you can click up here on blank and start a new presentation and then create your own slide. I'm going to go back because I already have it open, and I'm just going to create a new classroom underneath this one to show you how to do it. So I am just going to add a blank slide. There it is. Great. Now all you have to do is start building your classroom. What do you want it to look like? So what you want to do is go to Insert Image. The easiest way to do this is to search from the web. Okay, and so it will automatically do Google search over here, and what you want to search for is floor and wall background. And you can, you can do classroom background. You can see what they have to offer here. The more that's already in your background, the harder it is for you to manipulate and put images in. So I would suggest, believe me, I tried for like hours. I wanted to put in the library from Pemberley, and then the library from Hogwarts, and then the library from Beauty and the Beast, and it just was so hard to fit everything else in I needed. So I had to get rid of that, and that was a shame. But instead, do floor and wall background. I'm just going to choose this one to show you. It has a nice little tree, a plant already started there for you. And I just dragged it over, and then I'm going to just fill it with my slide. So now that that's filled, you start building your classroom. So I would suggest the next place to start with is your probably your whiteboard, which if you look up here on mine, I chose this one on the side because for me, my central focus is always my books, but I imagine for most teachers, it's going to be their whiteboard. So I'm going to go back over to the images here, and here's the big thing you need to know is that it is terrible trying to insert images if they have a background. So make sure you write on your insert images transparent. So transparent whiteboard, if I do that, you get a whole bunch of options here. Let's just insert this one. You can click on it and click insert, or you can drag it. Either way works. So I just clicked insert and it made it quite big, and that's okay. And so now I'm going to make it whatever size I want for my Google Classroom. Let's say it fills the direct center of my class. Then you just start building things. So maybe now you are going to insert maybe now you're going to insert, a teacher desk. So I'm keeping transparent backgrounds, and now I'm going to insert the teacher desk. Let's say here's my teacher desk. I really don't like where it's facing. I want it facing, the right instead of the left. So I'm going to click on the picture, and I'm going to click edit. Nope, I'm not. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to click, I got to get out of this. That's right. I'm going to click on the picture, and then I'm going to click on format options. And then you can see you get all these great options for whatever whatever pictures you put in there. And so maybe I just want to flip it. I like my teacher desk that way. Cool. So I'm going to size it a little more correctly to scale. There you go. So now you can see how you continue to build your classroom. I'm going to show you two other things really quick, and then that will be it. So let's say I want to insert something for my own life. I want to insert an image. Here is my picture that I took of my mug. I put the lit in literature, yeah. And there's the tea that I drank and even some spills. Great. Let's say I want to put my own personalized mug this was from my kitchen table, and I want to put it on here. And I'm like looking at this, I'm like, oh wait, what's wrong with that? That might be the right size, but this background is gross. How do I get rid of this background image? It's not transparent. I took a picture of it, so I don't really like that. So I'm going to delete that. A really easy way to do that is to go to Google Slides. Is to go to PowerPoint. And when you go to PowerPoint, you can insert a picture. So here's my picture, and I'm going to insert it. Great. There it is. Well, the issue, of course, is the background. I don't want my kitchen table on the background. So what do? I am going to put, I'm going to go to picture format, up here at the top, picture format, and I'm going to go to remove background over here. Now, as you can see, the great thing about PowerPoint and pretty much Microsoft Word products is it detects the background for you. I'm going to stop the video here because I only get 15 minutes of recording, and I'm going to start a new one to show you how to do this background.